Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Antoinette here with Total Tarot parts 36 and 37. And I've had it for a couple of days, so I do apologise. I have only just got my voice back pretty much and being able to speak a full sentence without coughing through it. So we have numbers 9 of Swords and Pentacles from the Golden Art Nouveau collector's set with the gold foil backings to go into my collection. So for people who are just joining today, don't know what this is all about, it's a subscription magazine which is available in the UK, or it started in the UK, and I believe it is available in a couple of other countries. I know Australia is one, but you'd need to contact totaltarot.com to find out where else this is available and how to get hold of it. It is a bi-weekly thing that comes out, so you can buy it or have it ordered to your local supermarket or newsagents, and you'll get one magazine, which is about 17 pages, so very thin, every 2 weeks, and you'll get half of the deck that goes with it. If you subscribe like I do, postal, you get both together, so I get both parts of the magazine that comes with both halves of the deck, so I get the whole deck all at once plus the magazine, so I don't have to wait for the second edition to be released. But usually this one comes out in the shops first, and then I get mine in the post about a week ahead of this one coming out in the shop. So I get both lots ahead of the second magazine going out. That's normally how it works. Unless, of course, there is postal issues, and we all know what that does in the world. So I will do the walkthrough of the deck last. So it comes with a flat pack. All decks come with a flat pack tuck box, which I have popped together and put the deck in and taken it out of all its wrapping, because you don't need to see me do all that on screen. So here we go, number 36. What's inside this one? So we have some information here on reading the tarot and time predictions. Inventive thinking. It can take a while, a bit of a trial and error for a reader to understand which techniques they will find most effective. Alternatively, some people view them as reference points from which they can take inspiration to develop their own new techniques. So when it comes to time predictions, some people do time predictions, or predictive readings as we might refer to them, and others don't. I don't really predict times down to a specific, but I might... when I'm doing the reading, I might get a kind of feeling of a season that the reading might be referring to. So I don't usually, I don't normally, I can't say I don't, I normally wouldn't go to a month or a week or, a specific day. I would normally go within a season or a quarter with when I do them. And we have a picture there from the Thelema, which is in parts 4 and 5. So I have that one. Right. Just make sure we keep this one in view, because I realised I kept coming out of view in previous shows. So what do we have here? The major arcana as time indicators. So we've got the full major here. So in the magazine you get these key sets, which kind of is pop out text and useful takeaways and information. The deck we see up here is the pre-Raphaelite tarot, which is also one might have, and a really pretty deck actually. But I have the Jack-o'-lantern tarot, which is the same artwork but with pumpkins. So I prefer that deck over this one, but if I didn't have the other deck, this one would definitely be a big one in my collection right now for use. Back to here. So for instance, I'm not going to go through them all. So the Fool is Uranus Aquarius, and here it's got the 21st of January to the 20th of February. We have the Magician, which is Mercury in Gemini. It also features in Virgo, and that is the 21st of May to the 20th of June. Also features then on the 21st of August to the 20th of September. So you can see why it can get a bit ambiguous trying to learn all these. Let's just see what the Lovers are. Where's the Lovers? Gemini, 21st of May to 20th of June. So that is kind of your astrological associations, I suppose, is what we'd call those, because it's a large frame. So to remember the 21st of May to the 20th of June is Gemini, and then to remember what's Libra. So that people might remember. I forget the exact dates, but I do know roughly when they fit throughout the year and the order in which the astrological signs go. So this looks like it's linking to the astrological signs rather than decans within the astrological signs. So it's not bringing them down to specifics, which you can do then with the minors. But if you're interested in knowing about decans and the decanic journey, astrology and tarot, then there is lots of people doing decan walks at the moment on YouTube, so you can probably look that up. I mean, I've got mine on the playlist for playing with the decans to see how it's going to fit with me, so I don't take it seriously. If you like, I'm just using it to create more correspondences for my own personal tarot readings. And we have the carding details. So we're looking at the King of Cups, and we have our keywords down here and our symbols within the book. You've got our thematics, what the card is showing us, and then we have the decks down here, which most of you know I love to see what we've got as different types of Kings of Cups in different decks, and you can see it's really varied. So we have a cat there floating on what looks like an ice cube. Somebody stood under a tree, which actually I would not expect to see for the King of Cups. That's a really unusual one. And then we have somebody either sharing, offering out their cup, offering their help. So this one is the pre-Raphaelite tarot. So we have this one. We have the Neferatu's tarot, the pagan tarot, which comes with parts 54 and 55. This is the pagan cats, the Liberty Tarot of Stars external. So this one's coming with 56 and 57. So that's 2 decks on their way. We have the Dark Grimoire, the manga, the manga and the Fae. Of course, got our traditional meanings, the court diagram that I explained back at the start of the court cards, and then we have Tower of the Angels, which is the one that came last time. Really nice backings on those, really nice. A tarot spread, opening doors, 1. So a 9 card spread off the bat. This one is using number of cards used, major arcana. So just the major arcana. Observe the querent's potential for understanding the most positive options in their life in the present moment. A 3x3 grid of cards. Okay. Interesting. So what do you have? Readings, interpretations. The first stage, we apply a technique. The second stage, we interpret the cards. Okay. Oh yeah, second stage. Each of the cards drawn symbolises a door that can be opened or closed. Okie dokie. Keep saying okie dokie, sorry. And then we are here. So, just having a quick look here. We have the deck uses a metaphor of doors or crossings to highlight crucial times in a person's life as well as growth and discovery of the world around. The Tarot of the 78 Doors was designed with the idea that throughout life we all face the possibility of change all of the time. Therefore, each arcanum in the deck represents a door, a metaphorical threshold through which the querent must decide to go or not to go. Life's thresholds, events and experiences are likened to crossing threshold in space or time. You can turn around and go back or keep going. Leaving home, meeting someone new, listening to music or daydreaming are all times when we go through a door and pass from one place to another state. Every time we symbolically do this, we might ask ourselves questions like, what is pushing me to cross the threshold? Am I sure I have to do it? What will I find on the other side? What am I leaving behind? To understand the door metaphor, we need the cards. And your word escaped me. I was going to say pictorial explanation, but it's not. That's at the back. Let's just pick one that I can reach. The Lovers. Choosing the right door in matters of love could provide more difficult than expected. Perhaps small impediments or a love triangle. So it's specifically talking about love for lovers. Interesting. The Stars. A door into the infinity inside ourselves leads to higher understanding. Follow the creative inspiration that comes from the soul. Romantic ties. Interesting. I have never linked the star just to romantic ties, so it's curious that it specifically says romantic ties. Let's try the wheel. A door of new cycle is opened, a passage towards transformation. Possible change, an opportunity not to be missed. Proceed peacefully on the waves of changing destiny. Okay, cryptic. And that's a very friendly kitty she's got there, isn't it? A tooty tap. So every door connects two worlds, two realities, two environments, one that we are in at the present and one into which we are about to step. So that whole like past and present being in the now has a kind of feeling there, doesn't it? The key. A door may be opened or closed. If it's open, our only choice is deciding whether to go through it. However, if it's closed, we have a lot of other options. We could knock down the door, wait for the door to be opened. And then the guards. So some cards, I know people have keys because I've seen this deck on other channels years ago, and it's been on my wish list, weirdly, in and out of my wish list, because the backs were, they really kind of like got me. People know I'm a back person. So we have open gates, hidden doors. He's clearly pushing it down, making his choices. Lots of doors, metaphorically speaking, have a guard, a person, circumstance, or psychological process that guards the passage from one place to the other. The guard at the threshold is a metaphorical construct indicating what we need to face up to when we decide to cross a line. Okay, so we would be the guard, I suppose, if that's how we're talking about it. So this would become your archetype type person, or the energy in which you're going to embody in order to break through the barrier to move through whatever circumstance it is that we're talking about, or happenstance. I think that's the word. So here we have our minor arcana explanations on the cards. So let's try a happy one. Cups 9, recognition of merits and consequent well-being, opulence and realized desires for 9 of Cups. Okay, there we go. That's the pictorial reference for what's going on. Always prompts us to practice makes perfect. Next one, 37, straight in. So absentee reading. So I guess that's doing exactly what she's doing there. Readings on the phone or over the internet, videos. There's all sorts of different ways to do readings. And of course, that doesn't have to be, you don't have to do this. Yeah, if you're doing it for yourself, you are present. You're not usually absent. So what do we have here? Pagan Tarot, parts 54 and 55. So we've got different things here. Picking cards, creating a sacred space, making a virtual intimacy, getting aid and support. And with aid and support, I would also say having aid and support to give to somebody that approaches you in distress if you are giving readings, so that you can guide them if they need to, because we're not all counsellors. So unless you are a qualified counsellor with that ability, but then you need to make it clear that that is a separate qualification to, or profession to your tarot, because there's like lines that get blurred a lot, isn't it? But I think that being someone that can offer aid and support through professional, having professional numbers and things to hand is always a good thing to do. And knowing when somebody perhaps isn't in the right space to receive the reading or the specific reading that they're asking for. And then you've got character readings. Popularised by tarot author James Rickliff, never heard of him, in books such as Tarot Tales and Tarot Tells the Tale. Character readings are essentially absentee readings about a fictional character to conduct a character reading. Okay. That sentence I hope made more sense to you than it made to me. Tarot techniques, interpreting dreams. And we have the Shaman Tarot of 60 and 61. I like that card. A tarot reading based on symbols that crop up in a dream can be very helpful. So what have we got here? Phases of a dream can be summarized as follows: the normal world, the incident, the reaction, the outcome, the feeling. Translating symbols. To translate the images from a dream into symbols associated with tarot cards, the reader has to identify the arcana which, in their view, correspond to the 5 images highlighted in the dream summary. Okay, so you use those to summarize your dream, work out how to summarize your dream, and then you need to go through your deck and find cards that match your summary. Five images highlighted in the dream summary. If they want, the images and cards can be matched after discussion. Also, it's doing it for somebody as well. So this is what clearly talking about doing it for another person, but you can use this for the same way back to yourself. I'm not sure what this is. Arranging the cards in the spread. The cards can identify, the 5 cards identified during the second stage are then placed in the positions in the following order. So the normal world becomes the desire. To the incident becomes the problem. Is this right? Oh, I don't know. I think I need to study that. Ace of Pentacles. Again, so telling us all about the aces. And then we have the thematics and the, what shows us questions, correlations. So the Ace of Pentacles, number 1, Sephira Keitha, or the Crown, element water, seasons winter, disposition, phlegmatic. Ooh, that's a very fancy word. Esoteric name, the root of the powers of water. Our traditional meanings, upright and reversed. And then we have decks up there. And I am hoping the worth comes in at some point, because they've shown it all the way through and I've not seen one of these pop up on it yet. And then over here we have the Lo Scarabeo Tarot, the Liberties, which we now know is coming. We have the Runic Tarot, which we now know is also coming, parts 48, 49, so it's still a long way off. About 5 months away. We have the Fae, the Shaman Tarot, Tarot of the Elves, 52 and 53. And there's our Dark Grimoire and the Silver Witchcraft Tarot, 42 and 43. So the Witchcraft deck coming. Again, just to kind of talk about these aces, so keywords. So I have prosperity, representing roots of the powers of earth. We have like planting your own wealth, a soul of a maker, vibration, opportunity, the book of possessions, abundance, and goals. Opening doors 2. In part 2 of our article of the Opening Door Spread, we feature an example to show you on how this complex method might work in practice. Okay, so then we have the spread being broken down with an example. I'm not going to do it today because it didn't make a lot of sense in the other one because I couldn't see where all the cards were going and coming. But here they've clearly changed the spread. So we've got like something that crosses you. So we must have a barrier or a block. Look at moving the arcana following the information found using the elemental dignities technique. Okay. Yeah, so that one needs to be sat down and read through and kind of worked at. Then we have Jean-Baptiste. So the Forefathers. Is this part 4 of the Forefathers? We've had a few now, haven't we? Or are we on part 3? Part 4, must be part 4. Forefathers 4. So it just tells us like 1738 to 1791, better known as Attila, often referred to as Europe's first professional tarot reader. And then there's information there, moving into new directions, permissions to publish. And we have our colour thematics at the back. There we go. So 3839 brings us the after tarot. So we've got the before tarot, we've got the during tarot, and we've got the after tarot. So that's nice. I have all 3. Let's take a look at the deck, because that's enough ramblings, isn't it? So 78, nice cardstock. See the backs, aren't they amazing? You can see why I like them. And that's my other extra card. And box. So we have the moon and the fool on the box. So it's going to shuffle like every other. Let's bring you down. Now, I haven't paid a lot of attention to this deck in recent years, so I can't really talk a lot about it. Well, I can say that the Magician reminds me of Marchetti kind of decks, where the Fool floats in the air and has touch with all of the elements. So here we have the Magician holding all the elements. Our High Priestess, giving us proper fortune telling. Empress, so it's nice to see her slightly different from the usual. There's our Emperor, pursuing the world. Hierophant. He looks like a very tall man, doesn't he? I don't know about anyone else, but that just gives me like I have an image of a 6'6", kind of gigantic person in his sandals, and he just looks like a Greek statue, doesn't he? A kind of Greek god or something. But it has that feeling to me of grandeur. And then the little lambs, because they do look very small next to him. Preaching to the choir. So it makes me wonder how free you are to roam. Brings back that old saying, isn't it? Lamb of God taketh away sins. Indeed. The Lovers. There was is this hand fasting ceremony going on here? Or is she reading his palm to see whether or not they're going to last? Perhaps she's telling him, taste one of my apples. I'll show you the way. This reminds me of Lenny Kravitz. I don't know when this deck was actually produced. I should have looked that up before I started, because I know there are some sort of modern-esque cards in here, but then it also has lots of sort of old feel cards as well. And Justice is number 8 in this deck, so this is like the court of law, isn't it? Probably husband and wife arguing over divorce settlement. The Hermit. This one's interesting. I don't think I've seen a hermit like this before. But he's very definitely trying to follow his own path and resist kind of temptation. It's almost got that 7 of Cups feel to it, isn't it? With his wand or staff in hand. But he's definitely trying to, find his own answers or seek his own path, or I don't know what he's doing actually. Resisting illusion. Here we have our wheel. Are you there, Sydney? And there's our strengths. That was the one of the cards in the magazine. The pretty kitty. It's quite nice to see. Hanged Man. Magic tricks. So is it all an illusion, what you're seeing? Death. He almost looks remorseful, doesn't he? Not really how you expect to see death, but you can see the doorway there open, ready to transition. Temperance. The Devil. Flames of Fire talking tool. Here we have our Tower. It's just the whole thing is about to fall off the edge of the cliff, isn't it? A star. The Moon. Don't often see a pregnant person in the moon, do you? What an unusual place to be. Is that the secret hidden in the Lovers card, maybe? That's why she was so invested in what was going on. Who knows? The Sun. Okay. Don't know how they got into the middle of that mandala of corn or hay or whatever they're in, because there's no way in and no way out, but they seem happy about it. Judgment. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Up or down? Which way are you going to go? And the world. Glad I'm not eating breakfast. Yes, I'm squeamish. It's just after breakfast for me. Ace of Cups. That's quite a nice version of an Ace of Cups, with everything at your feet, ready to go. The Two of Cups. Sort of got your circles. Three of Cups. Ladies of the night or can dancers? Saloon dancers, singers, entertainers, bar waitresses. Hard to tell, isn't it? They're kind of that era of dress. Four of Cups. Oh dear, yeah. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. That's quite nice, actually, isn't it? Seven of Cups. So dreaming of a dragon's hoard. Eight of Cups. Moving on, walking away. Nine. I can't remember what I read for that one now, but that was one of the ones that I read out. Here we have our 10. Page. Knight. Female, possibly. Very busty chest plate. Somebody with big pecs. Queen of Cups. And the King of Cups. I can't help but feel that that's a little bit out of place with everything else. Suddenly we're into a merman when there was no kind of hint of one before. So our King and Queen don't really fit. Ace of Pentacles. Ah, key to the house. Two of Pentacles. So 3. Just being creative. 4. You're not going to fit through that door. 5. That's an interesting take on the 5, isn't it? Very relatable. 6. That's cute, Charity. 7. Let's planting the fields and scatter. She's releasing. Here's our 8. 9. And 10 in a tree house. They do look happy though. All right, so Page. Knight as a gift for the lady. Queen. That's a bit... yeah, I suppose I can relate. It brings a new meaning for me. Same with that one, actually. Hopefully they're gifting and not just hoarding. Ace of Wands. 2 of Wands. Not really understanding the 2 of Wands there. Might need to go back and check that one. 3 of Wands, Lighthouse. So I'm noticing that, lots of where you might see more than one person in traditional cards, you're only getting one person. There's our 5 of Wands, breaking down barriers. 6 of Wands. 7. It's almost like he was covering something up. 8. 9. And 10. Plenty to think about, isn't it? Plenty to spend time with. So Queen and King. Well, they kind of go a bit better, but Not really a matching dress, but at least they're outside and doing similar kind of things, aren't they? And the fact that he's at Stonehenge. Right, I'm going to have to pick them up a minute. So we have Ace of Swords with the maze. Two of Swords. Three. I like that. I like that. Is this one of my favourite Three of Swords? I think so. Well done, the creator. There's no heart with swords just stuffed through it. Love the poppet. Granny. Here's our Four of Swords. And that's another unusual depiction of the Four of Swords. We're not laid down. We haven't got four swords laid around us. We're not asleep. And it's a male. Here's our Five of Swords. Again, that's kind of thought-provoking, isn't it, for the Five of Swords? We're not, doesn't look like we walked off and won, or have we? Have we won the door and don't want to go in? Or, you know, what is stopping this person from going in, opening the door, being happy? Here we have our Six of Swords, getting guidance. Seven. So she is preparing, by the looks of it. Prepping her background, prepping her canvas. Eight of Swords. Well, that's like she's having nightmares, which I'd normally expect from the Nine of Swords. Whereas our Nine of Swords is trapped in a cage. Are they the wrong way round? What do you think? I see them the other way around. I see this as a 9 and this is an 8. But I can see about working with it. Here we go. Acupuncture. Ten of Swords. The release, the relief of, you know, trapped muscles and pain. Page of Swords. Oh, was he hiding to jump out on somebody? Here's our Knight of Swords. So moving mountains, getting things done. Queen of Swords. Ooh. Again, never seen a depiction like that. Very strange, very different. And here's our King of Swords. Ooh, that reminds me of the scene in, oh no, what's that film? The trilogy? Hannibal, Part 3. Is it Lecter? Is it called Lecter? Not Red Dragon, not Hannibal. The third one. Is that one actually called Lecter? There's a scene in there. Well, it's been probably 15 years since I watched the film, but there's a scene in there that's coming to mind right now that reminds me of this. The one where the man that was part fed to the pigs years ago is in a wheelchair. Can't remember his name. He's like kind of had like some kind of reconstruction. It's really plasticky, in an awful, awful state, in a wheelchair, on lots of ventilators and things. And is it Lecter comes into his house, or somebody comes into his house, posing as something. Anyway, right. Let's just mix the cards up and pull one out. So let's see what this deck is going to teach me, shall we? What is this deck going to teach me? Ace of Wands. It's going to teach me to open doors, to step into myself. And I'm just really, really curious what this says in the magazine for Ace of Wands. I can't find it. Where is my... Not that one. Kind of got that Merlin-esque, and I love the fact he's got what looks like a dowsing pendant hanging off him. Here we go. So the Major's Ace, definitely Wands. The creative power of the will, inspiration that strengthens the foundations for achieving future goals. So there we go. So we're going to focus on my will and my power to open doors and grab those goals by the horns. Right, thank you for sticking with me. Sorry that took a long time to go through. It was a really interesting deck. I do recommend it. So not necessarily if you don't have the these, But this one from Los Scarabeo, I probably would recommend picking up if you're interested in those images, because it'll come with a little white book that's probably going to explain those images more than, because obviously I don't get a little white book with this, I just get the pictorial in here. So I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.